Hello, this is Zach Gimignani with Juice Analytics, author of Data Fluency. This is our first design principle for creating great data products. The first thing I want to focus on is how to find the audience that you care most about and a message that you want to convey to that audience. So as you start to think about, as you're communicating data, who you're actually sharing that data with, it's really critical to get a sense of who those people are, what role they play in the organization, and what their responsibilities are, and the decisions that they make on a daily basis. When you think about that, there can be some very different types of people that you may be serving with the data that you're delivering. A chief marketing officer, for example, would have very little interest in getting deep into the data. They're very busy and they have a need to have a high-level view that goes across a lot of different elements of their marketing campaigns. In contrast, a marketing analyst would want to dig deeply into the data, wants to see a lot of detail. And as you think about what you're going to deliver, you want to be able to satisfy that need that they would have to be able to explore and analyze the data in more detail. So just as a counter example to show you what not to do in this area, I want to give you an example of a dashboard that really has no sense of either the message it's trying to convey or the audience they're trying to reach. This is kind of a silly example from a Sprint advertising campaign that has a ton of data that they're showing. And there's no real sense in this dashboard what information they're trying to what information is most important, who they're trying to serve, and what message they're trying to deliver. Now contrast that with a site like this. This site's called Do I Need an Umbrella? It's a really focused kind of weather site where it answers the primary question that their audience is looking to understand: whether it's going to rain that day. And the message that this site conveys is simply whether or not they should bring an umbrella, whether it's going to rain. So that's a very focused message with a clear sense of who the audience is for that. Now I'm going to jump into a specific example of a data product that Juice has created, where the audience and the message are well articulated. This is an application we built that was intended to show people how much money had been spent on federal research and development, and the purpose was to be able to give visibility into the areas where that spending was increasing or decreasing over the last couple of years. Now, as we thought about the audience and what we wanted to allow that audience to do or accomplish in this tool, we wanted to be very focused in the information we shared and how we shared it. So the audience for this are people at universities who are responsible for writing grants in order to get money for the university to do research. So we had a really clear sense of the people in the Office of Research for often public universities who are focused on getting these grants, and their needs, which were to be able to understand where they were going to have the greatest likelihood of being able to have success with their grants in the coming years. So with that person in mind, we then wanted to have a message in this data that allowed them to focus their attention very quickly to be able to do something successful in accomplish what they were looking to accomplish in their role. So the way we did that was to visually represent all the spending that was taking place across different agencies in the federal government and show them the thing that was really critical to them, which is where that spending was increasing or decreasing over time. So in this visualization, we can explore the areas where the most spending is taking place: the Department of Defense, National Institute of Health, Department of Energy. And you'll see that the color represents how that spending is increasing or decreasing across time. So the green are the areas where that spending is increasing the most, And if I zoom into the National Institute of Health, which is a big pot of money, you can see that there's actually a real focus in spending around aging. So for this target audience, understanding where people are spending and what the government seems to be caring about is critical for them to know where they should focus their energies in grant writing. Now, to sort of underline that same capability, we took all the individual line items, which are the specific elements of that spending, and we break that out as I explore the data to show the actual buckets of increase or decrease spending. So in this case, I can see that for the National Institute of Health, the specific areas where there are 15 to 50% increases in spending, I can select those areas, and what I'm going to see below are the details of the line items, which should be the focus of this target audience as they try to decide where they want to spend their grant writing efforts. So again, a simple application, but it's simple in large part because we know exactly who it is for and what we're trying to help those people accomplish in their job.